When I'm alone, that is where all the noise that was not supposed to be heard. Sometimes baby crying.
Oh, okay.
Baby crying. And there's one time during puasa man, I was about to have my sahur. And it's very quiet. Definitely very quiet. Suddenly you heard like baby. Like that in the morning.
It's not baby from another tingkat.
In your house?
It's in Welcome back to another episode of Naik Bulu Tales. I'm Mo.
I'm Fairil, and we are here again to share with you guys another ghostly experience from
all over
people from all walks of life.
Yes.
You know, but before we get started, you know how it goes.
Subscribe,
comment,
like, and share.
Yes, sir. Because we just want to, you know, we're so far we're very thankful to everybody who has been supporting us, you know, from day one. We never really thought we would be where we would be.
Exactly. I mean, it is true. The name of the game, of the YouTube game, is consistency.
Yeah, and we are now on our 34th episode. 33rd episode. Never did think we would be up to 33 episodes.
Yeah, and I think next month is our 1 year.
Yes.
Right, next month is our
June 9th.
Anniversary. Yeah.
Speaking of that, we need to hit 1,000 subscribers by June.
Correct.
So we need your help. For the ones that have been watching but haven't been subscribing, please subscribe.
Yes.
Help us out. We'd really appreciate it.
Actually, Gerald, we haven't done a recap in a while. Why don't you recap us what is Naik Bulu Tales?
Naik Bulu Tales is basically a platform for people to share their real life experiences, ghostly experiences, because we are avid fans of the horror universe. And it actually started and it's kind of inspired by the old 80s, or was it 90s? 90s series called Tales from the Crypt, where they told a lot of little stories in each episode. But we want to tell stories through other people's eyes. Yeah. Especially the ones that have gone through real experiences. And we don't what do we not do when they tell their stories?
We do not believe them.
We don't judge them.
We don't judge. We always, so it's a platform also to help other people realize they're not alone. It's about all these cerita hantu. When you go through them, you go through them alone, and susah nak orang percaya, like to believe you that this happened. So yeah, it's a safe space, and we believe you no matter how insane or how vast the story is.
We're always open to listening.
Yeah.
And after that, if it's too scary, then we watch cartoon.
Yeah. Who do we got, Rel?
So today we have a special guest who is actually one of our neighbors. She lives in the same apartment as we do.
Condo.
And she's what do you call it? She's thankfully she's been kind enough to come here and tell us some stories and probably freak me out even more tonight.
Not spoiler alert, but just to give more context, this condo has been abandoned for years. And then slowly there was a developer that revamped it about 12-14 years ago. So like any building, any house, any location, is going to be keras. It's going to be something there, because we are just the pelawat of this world. We're the visitors. This is where they belong. This is where they live. So she is going to just tell us a little bit of that.
So we would like to welcome Ariana. With great group energy tonight.
Ariana, thank you so much, Ariana.
Welcome.
Thank you for being here. Maybe you can tell the audience a little bit about yourself. What do you do? How long you been staying?
Basically, I'll stay at the same place alone since I moved into this condo. there's a lot of experience of eerie.
Overstreeted.
Yeah,
Right.
the sounds from above, from the next door. But actual fact, the unit next to me, it's empty. Well, when I first moved in, I was the only one on the floor.
Oh,
no.
interesting.
Seorang on the floor.
And that was how long ago?
11.
So 2012.
Yeah, 12 years ago.
12 years ago.
12
Okay.
years ago. So basically, the one of the uncle that used to be a guard, I guess. He was always advising, make sure that you don't go back late. You be early, especially on Thursday night. So
Malam Jumaat.
malam Jumaat. So takut juga lah kan. Then there are a lot of noise yang kadang-kadang you didn't expect that it will come from knocking the wall.
Knocking the wall.
Something like people knocking the wall.
Okay, choke.
Yeah.
I think there's knocking
Fireworks,
outside.
yeah.
Still.
Cut again. Sorry.
Off and on, there are some relatives who come and visit. So, but when I'm alone, that is where all the noise that was not supposed to be heard. Sometimes baby crying,
Oh.
Okay.
baby crying. And there's one time during puasa man, I was about to have my sahur. And it's very quiet, definitely very quiet. Suddenly you heard like baby like that in the morning.
It's not baby from another
No.
tingkat.
In your house?
It's in
My house,
Oh my god.
So I was like, what happened ah? Siapa punya? Tak tahu dari mana.
Yeah.
Start lah, buka lah, Yasin lah, apa lah.
Yeah.
Biasa lah. Then after a while, dia tak bunyi dah.
Right.
Bunyi lain pula.
Oh.
There are times bunyi gamelan.
Oh.
Bunyi gamelan tu kuat.
Serious?
Siapa nak kahwin ni?
Dia tak macam dekat istana.
Oh,
Yang
gamelan
lama.
istana. Okay.
Bukan yang macam you pergi kebudayaan tu lain. Tapi kan macam memang yang tu eerie lah, yang tu memang tu.
So how did it like macam
Gamelan.
how did it happen? What were you doing?
Macam main cat lempung tu.
Gamelan. Okay, so baby, gamelan, apa lagi?
So I pernah cakap dengan my late father lah. I said, ada banyak-banyak bunyi ni, macam-macam. Dah panggil lah so called like ustaz ataupun Bilal buat baca Al-Baqarah kat rumah. But then it doesn't work. So then my father said, satu je, kalau you tak berani dekat rumah you nak pergi mana?
Betul?
Like
Kalau
that.
every time you cakap, takut lah, ada tu lah, ada ni lah, ada tu. Takkan nak pergi tidur kat rumah.
Interesting.
Mesti you kena berani dekat rumah you macam mana pun, because that is the only place that you will come back.
I setuju. That's a good advice. I
Yeah.
setuju.
So since then I pun macam buat tak takut, buat tak tahu je lah. Ada one time tu dia macam ni, neighbour sebelah rumah selalu complain anak sakit after one another. So we all thought, okay, probably we should do sembahyang hajat together kot. And then bila ada bunyi pelik-pelik ni, I selalu akan message I punya neighbour, Kak, did you hear something? Did you hear what I hear? Yes, I did. Okay, the same thing. Tapi kita pun tak tahu nak detect benda tu dari mana.
Yeah. What was it that you guys both heard?
Sometimes orang lari, macam gajah lari.
Oh my.
So dekat atas,
On the top.
Gajah.
macam gajah lagi. So tapi tak bergegar pun building ni, tapi bunyi dia kuat.
Right.
Yeah.
So ada satu hari tu I terkunci in between my grill and my main door.
Oh, pernah happen to me too.
I kena 2-3 kali.
Oh.
So the first time I kena tu, ada satu pakcik ni, dia kata, I tengok tempat ni dah lama dah jaga. Masa belum orang duduk, I dah jaga dulu. Okay, masa tu belum ada guard. Adalah the house guard tu kat depan, tapi kita belum ada proper gantry.
Right.
Yeah.
So he said, ada macam-macam kat sini, cumanya pakcik tak nak cerita lah gitu. So masa I terkunci first time tu, I only have my handphone with me. Laki lah, kalau tak ada nak minta tolong siapa. Lepas tu the whole flat,
And you still only one, right?
Alone, yeah.
Oh my god.
The only had. I called Vincent. I called him.
Oh, Vincent.
I
Who's
have his number at the time.
Tan Sri's brother.
Oh, okay.
There's the skinny Chinese man with the cat. You've seen him before. Yeah.
So I called him. So he said, okay, he will let know the guy in management team. So one guy tu I tak ingat, dia budak Melayu, dia pun datang. Dia datang, tapi dia kata nasib baik dia ada kunci rumah sebelah. Sebab master key semua belum masa tu dia orang tengah buat apa defect. They have to do the defects for all units. So rumah sebelah I tu dia ada kunci master. Okay. So the only way to open the main door by not broke the grill. So dia masuk dari rumah sebelah.
So they have to go to the balcony to masuk.
Okay.
So they have to break my lock yang dekat sliding door. So then we change that one.
Right.
So dapat dah masuk. So dia dah fix and everything. Dia orang dah nak balik dah. I simpan kunci semua. Then dia remind me, put somewhere lah, so that just in case in the future you caught in the same incident, you have some space outside. Okay. So I kata okay, I will do that. Then I managed to ask the uncle again, tapi sekarang dah tak nampak dah pakcik tu. So dia kata, I tanya dia, I duduk kat sini kan, ada macam-macam bunyi tau. Kadang dia dekat sebelah, kadang dia dekat atas. Tapi I tak tahulah pakcik tu bunyi apa sebenarnya. Macam ni lah. If I were to answer you, dia kata, you kata orang kat atas. What if orang kat atas kata orang atas? Orang atas sekali nak cakap siapa bunyi-bunyi. Lepas tu I terus bulu roma berdiri. Lepas tu I kata, okay, I don't ask anymore. I faham. There must be something creepy ke apa yang I tak nampak. So dia selalu advise, banyak-banyak baca Yasin. Duduk seorang ni kita tak tahu, simpanlah nombor-nombor siapa-siapa yang terdekat kan. So ada one time masa tu ada someone meninggal. Okay, someone meninggal tu, that is where seminggu tu bunyi gamelan dengan orang main cat lempung tu.
Dia meninggal
on the same floor.
No.
The one during pandemic.
No.
Yang bunuh diri tu bukan. Okay. Siapa yang meninggal?
Yang mangkat waktu tapi dia tak mangkat kat sini pun.
Okay.
But the land.
Right. Okay.
So adalah bunyi-bunyi tu. So we were thought, okay, tak apalah. I told my neighbor, probably dia punya apa-apa lah, kita tak tahu kan. So we baca Yasin je lah, sedekah kat dia, kita tak tahu. So ada time yang masih paling ngeri tu waktu bulan puasa lah, yang bunyi baby tu.
Wow.
Itu memang
bulan puasa.
Subuh pukul 4:30 pagi, tiba-tiba macam dalam rumah bergaung bunyi. Tapi tak tahu dari mana juga.
Lama tak? Like how long during Ramadan? Is it every day? Or?
It's like few days macam tu. So dalam 3 hari lah. Lepas tu dia macam macam tu bunyi di pagi-pagi.
But memang bayi lah, baby.
Ya.
Okay, it's a baby.
Suara orang.
Ayo.
So kita pun tanya-tanya lah. Dekat office pun ramai kawan-kawan kan. So we had to ask. Then they were saying that your house probably ada that B punya group yang duduk satu family dekat one other room.
What do you mean? Say that one more time.
Macam bunian punya family ke apa. So lepas tu I cakap
B group.
B group. So I pun macam okay, so what do I do? Biar je lah dekat situ, dia tak kacau, kata.
Ada bunian tinggal kat orang kondo?
Tak tahulah, sebab dulu-dulu mungkin itu tempat dia bersama keluarga dia ke apa kan, I don't know.
It was banned for so long.
Yeah, I heard it's about 17 years kan.
What's that? Is that thunder?
Thunder? No,
that can't be.
Serious.
That was loud.
That was loud.
Yeah.
You heard loud? You heard, right?
I was like, everybody heard that, right? Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, sorry.
Sorry, B group, yes. So bunian.
That group.
That's interesting.
So,
makes sense.
I have a Chinese converted godfather. So I asked him. So he said, it's okay. You don't need to think about berapa lama dia kat situ, dia nak buat apa kat situ. You tak tahu je, rumah tu rumah you. Kan? The most pun you boleh cakap dekat dia, you nak duduk sini, you duduklah baik-baik. Jangan kacau I bagi you duduk, tapi jangan kacau I understand that you also have your alam, and I also in alam nyata. That's the only thing that I can comfort myself. Kalau tak ada, everyday mesti nak kena panggil, boleh teman tak kat rumah.
Wow.
So back then memang agak creepy sebab kita punya lighting pun tak begitu terang. Back then
Occupancy kurang.
Sikit.
So that's why you're on the how long were you by yourself? The tingkat
On the floor.
11.
I think about 4-5 years.
What? So 5 years? Oh.
Only then baru ada satu kat ujung. Itu pun kadang ada, kadang tak ada. Kadang balik ada satu aunty tu, kadang dia balik Australia, lepas tu tinggal rumah 3 bulan.
Actually, I think Permata has a little more people than Intan.
Correct.
Sebab the view is Penchala, Tawantun, not so much Intan. Intan that side. That side, hutan.
Facing hutan.
Okay, faham.
Only now we see a lot of development on the other side.
But lately, everything now, even though you stay alone now. And how has it been so far?
Now it's quite clear because everywhere is quite bright.
Right. So
Especially the corridor, the staircase.
So the energy has been better lah.
Yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
because more people and you start to feel more safer.
At least when you open your grill, you're going out, you can see your neighbor going out as well.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing is people say the guests that come here, they say they walk through that first floor. There's like a closed off
section.
floor.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Mezzanine.
Mezzanine.
Adalah, we had a guest. Dia cakap dia nampak budak kecil in the corner.
Alamak.
I was like,
Alamak, lalu tadi.
But you're so used to it now, you're just like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm good.
It's like you can hear the baby. It's like, is the baby okay?
Yeah, check with the baby.
Check with the
but
baby.
make sure that the room is bright.
Yeah.
Itu penting.
But also a lot more like, especially people that stay alone, the semangat kena lagi kuat.
Betul.
You know, like compared to people who stay, because you, like you said, no one to run to but yourself.
What is the most recent time you heard something? Now 2024.
Last Saturday.
Last Saturday.
I wasn't expecting that. I was like, 2 years ago.
No, last Saturday. Suddenly, I don't know what happened, but I cannot sleep for the whole night, and I was watching Netflix lah. Well, cannot sleep, so there goes again the noise like gajah tu gerak.
Oh, ya ke?
Wow.
So aku macam, apa hal lagi ni?
Right.
Apa kita kena?
Tapi you definitely ada jiran kat atas kan? On the 12th floor.
Yes.
Yeah.
But at 2 o'clock takkan orang nak lari-lari.
Okay.
Kadang-kadang pakai kasut tinggi. Punya kasut tinggi tu tak.
So I am experiencing the same thing. And I've been close to talking to the neighbor upstairs kalau dia ada budak kecil, but sometimes budak running fast,
yes.
back and forth at 1-2 a.m. I was like, I stay up late usually. I'm like, kenapa dia tak tidur lagi? So the thing is, I'm not thinking it's something else. Sebab I haven't talked to them yet, and I will one day, because adalah like the big sort of gajah footsteps. I'm like, this is strange.
Yeah, sometimes they apa? Macam dia serit kursi ke. Itu yang berat punya tau. Bukan kursi yang macam tak ada bunyi tapi macam macam you rasa stembro tu gelik atas simen bunyi dia tergerak.
Same actually. My wife and I was awake. And then dia cakap macam, are they dragging a dead body? Apa ni kat atas ni?
Betul.
But the thing is, we do have neighbors. Oh man, now I'm thinking twice.
But that's the thing. You guys hear those heavy things,
Screeching.
What's creepy is I do have neighbors up here.
Yeah.
But the thing is, the sounds I hear are the doors opening upstairs.
Okay.
But the doors opening are very loud. Like, but the the creepy that
Ada.
the doors open.
Oh.
I can hear it
You
from
can
up
hear
here.
that, huh?
Yeah. But I know there's somebody living up there, like, 'cause I can hear them arguing a lot. But
third floor.
the it's so loud that the doors open and close, and I can hear the creaks. Like, so in the middle of the night, when I terbangun ke apa, I can hear. I think sometimes I forget. I think it's like outside here, you know. And sometimes I totally like.
Yeah.
Because, you know, the whole semangat thing, right? You have to be semangat about it. So what I do is sometimes when I wake up in the middle of the night and I feel like, oh, okay, tak sedap ke apa, right? I actually come outside. Like, if I hear something like at the door upstairs or whatever, I come outside in my living room. I just stand in my living room. Because I always have one light open lah.
Okay.
So I just stand in my living room and I'm like...
Now what?
Jangan kacaku.
Yeah, I just stay silent for maybe about not more than 30 seconds.
Yeah, I get you. It's good.
And then
Standing your ground.
I walk back in.
Yeah.
Tu je. Because I'm like, hey, yo, I'm trying to go to sleep. You know, even though kadang-kadang dalam hati memang takut juga.
Betul.
But you have to make your stand, like, to stand your ground. You have to say,
It's your house.
yeah, guys,
Yes.
guys, I know you want to make some noise, but chill for a bit, okay? You've already made the noise. Now
It's not
time.
now.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
respect you, respect me. Yeah. But then I remember you were mentioning earlier just now, I think you talking about you had stories while you were back in college or something, uni, right?
Yes.
How's that compared to staying here?
Here is even scarier.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So how much longer are we gonna be neighbors?
Actually, to be honest, I also had one experience is with you, and you can tell that story. Another experience I had macam 2014.
Was it the pandemic time? No.
No, so 2014.
This is before,
way before 2014. My sister and her brother-in-law, actually this is their unit.
Okay.
So they were staying here with the two kids.
Oh, why about this unit, huh?
Huh? No, nothing happened in this unit.
Oh, okay.
I mentioned this unit because my brother-in-law, he's German.
Yeah.
White
I
guy.
met him once in the lift, I think, together with.
But dulu lah, they're not here anymore lah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because they always go the other side, right?
Correct.
Because your parents, I think, at the.
Dulu dia ada
Dekat
penthouse.
atas kan.
Dah jual dah. Times are hard.
Yeah.
Because I mentioned this because he also experienced something, but we both experienced the same thing but didn't know what it was.
Okay.
So we're leaving from B1, nak naik the ramp
Okay.
to go to the lobby and keluar, kan?
Okay.
And this is sebelum maghrib, around 7 p.m. I drove up, and then I don't know, Ariana, if you remember, ada satu kereta kotor nak mampus. It was a
okay.
Jeep
Yeah.
or something that was there for years, you know. So I was driving past.
The one is at 7th floor. I rasa.
Is it okay?
Yeah, tapi dah tak ada dah.
Nah, tak ada. I know. I noticed. I passed that Jeep, tapi the corner of my eye, I nampak perempuan. And I was like, I thought, okay, what she probably just near her car. But this perempuan memang, I saw a corner of my eye. It was just like the rambut panjang.
Dekat dengan
Kereta you. Dia panggil lah you. Okay,
tak jauh
so
lah, tak jauh.
that was then. Of course, I'm thinking, ni sebelum maghrib tak ada apa-apa pun, it's almost still, I mean, it was like still sunset, 6:30 kot, almost close to 7. So I'm going out lah. I didn't think much of it, like, there's somebody there. Then I look again, dia tak ada, maybe dia pergi corner ke, tak nampak kan. Tapi my brother-in-law, but a month later, or was it a month earlier, but we shared the story. And he was saying something about like, okay, I'm passing this Jeep, it was a really old Jeep, right? There's always a woman there to check up. I was like, no
way.
What does she look like? Sama lah, macam she seems like, because my brother, German, brother-in-law German, and he doesn't immediately think it's hantu, which it was my first impression too. Like that's somebody lah near the car. But kalau dua orang, we both experienced it, then I paid attention a bit.
Yeah.
Like that is something there in that area.
Dang, man, I guess I have to tell the story now.
I think it'd be really interesting. Yeah.
So basically what happened was, it also happened in this condo. Mo and I was driving my car, and Mo and I were coming back.
Yeah.
It was during the day too.
That was like 3-4 p.m.
Yeah, it was nothing. So
it was dropping me off.
I was dropping him off at B2, which is kind of at the back
near the motorcycles. Yeah.
where the forest is, you know, and stuff like that. So what happened was, I parked by the side, and we were still like in the car just chatting away, and then a split second I looked into my side view mirror, and I could see a little kid's head pop out and pop in, pop out like that behind, and then and I was quiet, and I go, dude, told him, dude, I saw a kid popping out from behind the car, and he was like, no. And I was like, and I told him, hey, yo, go back home, get out of the car.
He kicked me out.
But at that time, I wasn't living here yet.
No, he wasn't.
Oh.
This is about a good 2 years ago, I would say it happened. And it was because at that time there was a trash container that was there. And now it's a nice garden.
Yeah.
There was a container then. And when he said, is there a kid behind? And I checked. No, it's just a container. And kita memang when I came out of the car, I put those for him to see a budak kecil, a small kid do that.
Just to give a little bit of context, I could not see the face fully.
That's what he said.
It seemed like it was just a small kid's head that popped up. What you do?
Set up.
Tapi muka tak nampak. Just it was just like a really like that. So
Split second.
yeah.
That's how
Memang
it takes.
bulu naik lah. That one bulu naik, and I was like, get out. I'm getting out of here.
Yeah, so moments like that happen to people all the time. Like split second, how does anyone believe you?
Yeah.
And do you even
Unless-
believe it yourself? Like, hey, you weren't scared. You were just like, is that a kid? Yeah.
I mean, it was a little bit.
I mean,
But I mean, I decided to move here. No,
rent.
but smart or not.
So, Ariana, do you not share? You want to share your uni story or
Okay.
how you feel about that?
After the incident yang dekat pasal dia kata kalau tak ada orang atas nak
Buat apa?
blame siapa kan. So and I stop lah, tak tanya. Then ada one time my neighbour bila anak dia sakit tu dipanggil lah some so-called like ustaz datang. So the ustaz pun pergilah buat kat rumah dia apa semua. So apparently anak-anak dia semua okay, baik. Then dia pesan, dia kata kalau jalan kat luar tu tengok-tengok dulu, nak keluar rumah baca dulu. So tanya lah, kenapa tiba-tiba cakap macam ni? Ada yang tak kena ke? Lepas tu dia kata lepas anak-anak dia sakit, then the ustaz was saying there's nenek pendek dekat luar, dia selalu jalan-jalan.
Oh, dude.
Tak, macam bila siang ke malam. So I kata I tak perasan lah, tapi I rasa macam ada orang tengok tu memang, ataupun orang tengok you dari belakang atau follow you dari belakang tu ada rasa. Cumanya I tak beri pandang. Kalau terang I berani lah, buat berani lah sebenarnya. Tapi satu hari I keluar lepas asar tu, tengah tunggu lift, pandang lift tu, tapi memang rasa macam ada orang rendah kat ujung tu tengah pandang. Dari ikut mata I tengok, nak pandang ke tak nak, nak pandang ke tak nak.
Yo.
Pandang kan, nampak kan siapa ni. Lepas tu betul-betul depan rumah, tapi dekat corner dia betul-betul bukan depan rumah, depan geri rumah tau, kat corner bucu tu je. Dia diri kat situ, dia tengok you. I di situ.
Ni tingkat sebelah lah.
Tingkat 11. So
Wow.
I kata, 4:30 petang, takkan buat hal kan.
Yeah, that's what we thought. Takkan buat
petang
hal.
petang ni kalau malam Jumaat, I percaya mungkin lah, tak tahulah.
Yeah.
Sejak pada tu I tak keluar lepas maghrib.
It reminds me of that scene from The Eye. Wow.
Man, these firecrackers in the middle of the night, man.
Selamat Raya.
Yeesh.
But that scene in The Eye, remember? After she had the surgery, she could see things.
Yeah.
And there was a dangling feet at the back.
Oh, yeah.
And unfocused, and then slowly it comes closer. Yeah.
Lama.
Tu cerita seram tu, The Eye.
Wow. Okay.
Kalau
Wow.
macam zaman uni, back then I was studying in Switzerland before.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
So my housemate ni non-Muslim, so dia left-handed, dan dia makan pun pakai tangan. Tapi sebab dia left-handed kan, so kita pun tak boleh nak buat apalah. So dia suka whistle, dia suka bersiul. Okay, so bersiul waktu maghrib. Lepas tu I cakap dengan dia, you know what, my late grandma selalu cakap kalau tentang maghrib ni jangan bersiul,
Yeah.
sebab takut nanti panggil dia datang.
heard that too.
So kita pun dah siap ready nak dinner. 4 of us in the house, duduk dekat dining table nak makan dah. Suddenly bunyi orang bersiul. Was it you? No. And then you? Of course not me. It's always will be that lady who love to do that. See, I told you, bila you dah buat macam tu, sekarang dia kacau. So we told some of our colleagues, yang the guy side lah. So we told him. So the next morning tu, that guy tanya, so what you all do? Kita orang tengok each other, lepas tu kita terus makan buat tak tahu. Lepas ni tak payah bersiul lagi maghrib. Then that guy was saying, you all ni kat Europe, kalau you all baca Quran, dia kata dia tak takut. So another guy, Indian guy, you should give that cross tu, dia takut. Aku cakap macam buat lawak besok lusa bersiul lagi waktu.
Oh really?
Dia kacau kita about a week lah.
This is in Switzerland.
Yeah.
Wow.
Lucerne. So belakang our personal house tu tempat masa zaman bila yang kereta api langgar. Lepas tu ada kat belakang.
So it's like
dia punya
countryside a bit lah. Countryside lah.
This is Vienna? Is it? No, sorry. Switzerland.
It's in Lucerne.
Lucerne.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
You wouldn't think Switzerland, lah.
Any country is not safe.
Any country.
It depends.
Lucerne. How far is Lucerne from the capital?
About 1 hour, 2 hours.
1 hour.
plus drive.
North. Switzerland. Wow.
Okay.
So tak banyak sana. Tak se-scary sini.
Yeah.
Not as bad as here.
Yeah.
But the whistling too is quite. Everybody was a believer. It's like 2 malam bersiul.
Bersiul. So itu memang tak boleh.
It's like, don't do things at Maghrib time.
Anywhere in the world.
They even say, well, the other one is like jangan lari during Maghrib as well.
Jangan lari.
Oh, jangan lari?
You heard of that?
Oh, I never heard.
So whatever it was, you don't run during Maghrib outside because those when the Maghrib bang comes out, all the spirits whatever, are running outside. So they're running away from the bang. So if you fall, you're running into them. Or they're running into you. So that's
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's like as soon as the bang, you just if we were to see it in a reality world, right, or in their world, we'll see hundreds of spirits just running.
No wonder our parents said come back before Maghrib. Always come back.
That's
before Maghrib.
it's supposed to be the most strongest part of not heavy. How do you call it? Most much keras part of the most of where they are. Yeah. So. Well, Ariana, thank you
so much, Ariana.
sharing your stories. And now that we know each other, we can say hi to each other when we see you.
Now you have my number. Anything, seorang, let me know.
And we also have Rasul staying in Intan.
Yes, I have a friend. You can Rasul, yes.
Oh, you can Rasul?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Me and Rasul on JMB.
Rasul is what floor again?
He is
13.
on technically 14.
13A.
13A.
So basically now I managed to get to know all my neighbours.
Nice.
Good.
11 floor dah sekarang ada 6.
Good.
Awesome.
Only 2 is not occupied lah.
Okay, that's okay. That's okay.
Not bad.
Adalah.
Yeah.
Berbanding 1 dulu.
Believe that 4 5 years you're seorang. Wow, that's I give you, you're brave lah.
Yeah.
Berani lah Ariana.
Well, guys, thanks for joining us today, and I hope you guys had, if you guys have any questions about Ariana's stories, comment down in the comment section.
If you had definitely the similar experience in your own condo, I mean, you think we'd be safe in a condo, but no,
Not safe anywhere.
not safe anywhere. Don't.
But if you're thinking of it in a more macro thing, now we have, I know another neighbor. We know another neighbor.
Yeah.
And we've gained another neighbor.
Another
Friendly
LGBT friend.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But another thing, again, just, please subscribe, comment, like.
Subscribe. We want to go to the dark tourism.
Dark tourism. We're trying to do that.
Agnes house, right? Agnes. Kakak Agnes.
Thanks, guys, for joining us. My name is Fairil.
And I'm Mo.
And this is
Ariana.
And we'll see you guys again in the next episode of
Naik Bulu Tales. Peace out.